next, let's look at example 2. The federal government plan to buy at least 700,000 of COVID-19 vaccines for the citizens. So the minister has orders 400,000 from US and 600,000 from China. The cost to produce a vaccine in US is 200 ringgit, but in China it only costs 90 ringgit. The maximum expenditure on this COVID-19 vaccine is as follows. Okay. A. Determine the variables of this problem. So here, the variables are, the first one is, let X be the unit of COVID-19 produced from US. Okay. And then, let Y be the unit of COVID-19 produced from China. So this is our variable. And then we need to state the objective function. But before we do the rest of the question, what we need to do first, we need to put all the information in the table. So please draw your table. Okay. So this is your table. So let's start together. The first column, what we need to put the first column, let's write it as country. Okay, since here we have US and China, so we put here US and then here China. Our variable is X unit from US, so our X is here and our Y is here. Okay, it is different from example 1. Example 1, our X and Y is in the column. For example 2, our X and Y is in the row. Okay, so please be careful. Okay, and then the second column we will write as COVID-19. Okay, and then the third column we write as cost production. And then the third column, orders. Okay, so now let's put the value inside the table. Okay, so the federal government plan to buy at least 700,000. It means that, okay, we can write here as 1, and then 700,000 will be here. Okay, we just write 700 also can to be easy. Where we should put 400,000. So the minister has orders 400 from US. So it should be here. And then the notation will be less than or equal to 400. Why the notation is less than or equal? It is because the minister orders 400. So US can supply 400 for Malaysia only. Okay, so we can ask for less, but we cannot ask for more. Okay, because we order 400, so US can supply us 400 only. It can be less, but it cannot be more. Okay, hope you understand. And then from China, we order 600. So China can prepare 600. It cannot be beyond 600. It can be less than 600. Because we are talking about order. We can order up to 600. Okay, that means China can supply up to 600 only for Malaysia. So you should understand how it works. Okay. And then the cost of production, US 200. The cost of production, China 90. Okay. And then the maximum expenditure on this COVID-19 vaccine. So where we should put the value? The value would be here. 118,800. Okay. The notation is less than or equal because of the maximum. Okay, you can see here maximum. Okay, I repeat, student. Okay, for the orders, the notation is less than or equal. Why it is less than or equal? Because minister orders 400 from US. It means that US can supply to us for 400 only. It can be less but cannot be more. It is the same for 600 from China. We order 600. So that means China can supply up to 600 only. It can be less but cannot be more. Okay. So next, what we have? For A, determine the variables of this problem. We already know the answer. The answer is let X be the unit of COVID-19 produced from US and let Y be the unit of COVID-19 produced from the China. Okay. And then B, state the objective function and the constraints in order to minimize the total cost of producing the vaccine. So the objective function would be Cxy equals to 200x plus 90y. So this is the objective function. And then the constraints. So here you can see that our x and y is in the row. So we need to add across the row. So it will be like this. Okay. That means x plus y greater than or equals to 700. Then 200x plus 90y less than or equals to 1188. Okay. And then don't forget, student, here we have less than or equals to 400 and here less than or equals to 600. Okay. It referring to here. Okay. It means that we need to write x less than or equals to 400, y less than or equals to 600. Okay. Are we done yet? Not yet. Don't forget the compulsory inequalities, which is xy greater than or equals to 0. So this is the compulsory inequalities that you need to write in every application question. Okay, so please remember. So next question, what we need to do, we need to sketch the feasible region satisfying the system of inequalities in part A. So let's rewrite our inequalities. Okay, the first we have x less than or equals to 400. Number 2, y less than or equals to 600. Number 3, x plus y greater than or equals to 700. Number 4, 200x plus 90y less than or equals to 118800. And the fifth inequalities, x, y greater than or equals to 0. So now, let's start with the first inequalities. Here we have number 1, x less than or equals to 400. Since we have the x coordinate here, where x equals to 400, it means that this is the vertical line. So we have the VL, stand for vertical line. Okay. And then the region will be, it is less than. It means it is on the left hand side. Okay. Vertical line and it is on the left hand side. Okay. And then for the next inequalities, where we have y less than or equals to 600. This is the horizontal line. Okay, this is the horizontal line. Okay, and the region will be the below region. Okay, since we have the notation less than or equal, so below region. Both are solid lines since there is equal sign there. And then for the third inequalities, we have the third inequalities, we have x plus y greater than or equals to 700. Your y left hand side and it is positive. Then determine your line. Your line will be solid line and the region will be the upper part since we have notation greater than or equal. So now let's find at least 2 points. Okay, so here we have 2 points. And then for the last inequalities, okay, 200x plus 90y less than or equals to. So this is solid line and the region is the below 200x plus 90y equals to, we need to find at least 2 points, let x equals to 0, and then your y will be and then let y equals to 0, your x will be, okay, so the second point is 5940. Okay, and then we need to decide what scale that we need to use. Prepare your graph paper first. Okay, so these are the scale where for x-axis 5 units equals to 100, your y-axis 5 units equals to 150. Okay, please revise how to find the reasonable scale so that your graph is good. Alright, draw your axis. Okay, so this is your axis, x, y, and then your scale, so this is your scale. For x-axis, this is 100, 200, 300, 400, 5, 600, and 700. Make sure you label your graph, okay? And then for y-axis, we have 150, 300, 450, 600, 750, 900, 1050, 1. Okay, so let's start with the first inequality where we have x equals to 400. So the vertical line is here, and then don't forget to label your vertical line, which is x equals to 400. And then the next inequality we have y equals to 600, so this is y equals to 600. So you will get your graph like this. Okay, please label your graph. So this is x plus y equals to 700, and then this is 200x okay, so now let's determine the region. For the first inequality, the region would be on the left, so here is the region. Okay, and then the second inequality, the region is below, so here. And then for the third inequalities, the region is upper, so it's here upper. Then the last inequalities, the region is below, so it's here. Okay, and then we need to determine where the shaded part intersect each other. The shaded part intersect each other is here. Can you see it? Alright, so let's find your corner point. So let this be A, B, C, D. So you will have 4 corner points. So let's find your corner point. For A, okay, you cannot simply read your corner point from your graph, okay? For corner point A, we have y equals to 600, and another equation is x plus y equals to 700. So just put y equals to 600 in the second equation, where we will have x plus 600 equals to 700, and your x will be 100. So the first corner point is 100, 600. So this is the first corner point. And then for B, y equals to 600, and then the second equation is 200x plus 90y equals to 118,800. Okay, I leave it to you, and then you will get the corner point for B is 324, 600. Okay, B and C, okay, you have x equals to 400, and then the linear will be 200x plus 90y. Please be careful when you choose the linear graph, okay? And then the corner point would be 400, something like this. And then for D, I leave it to you. Then you will get the corner point is 400, 300. Then put all the corner point in the table, so you will get like this. Then your objective function is to, please remember our objective is to get the minimum cost, and then compute your cost function with respected corner point, okay? And then you will get as follows, as you can see there. Again, you need to ensure that your linear graph in the first quadrant only, okay? And then label your graph, your x-intercept, y-intercept, and the shaded region R. And then don't forget to make conclusion. So the conclusion is to minimize the cost of, okay, to minimize the cost of production, the government should order, so which value are the lowest value? Because here we need to find the minimum cost. The minimum cost would be 74,000, right? Okay, should order 100,000. Don't forget thousand, okay? unit of COVID-19 vaccines from US, and 600,000 unit of COVID-19 vaccines from China. Okay. Therefore, the minimum cost is RM 74,000. So you must put the unit as well, which is the unit is 1,000. Okay. Please read the question carefully, because here the units are 1,000 and then the RM also in 1,000. So you should ensure that you write a correct conclusion. If you only write 100 unit of COVID-19 vaccine from US and 600 unit of COVID-19 vaccine from China, it means that you will get the wrong answer and you will lose mark because of you forgot the word 1,000. So you need to write the correct conclusion. To minimize the cost of production, the government should order 100,000 unit of COVID-19 vaccines from US and 600,000 unit of COVID-19 vaccines from China. Therefore, the minimum cost is 74,000 ringgit Malaysia. Don't forget. Okay? So this is how to answer this question. So students, next let's look at for extra exercise. Number 1 here we have a dealer sells 2 types of games, namely game 1 and game 2. He can sell up to a maximum of 500 units of both games. So let's highlight the values. Here we have 5 units, both games. Okay. He must sell at least 100 units of game 1 and 180 units of game 2. He is given a commission of 2 ringgit for every unit of game 1 and 4 ringgit of every unit of game 2. Given that he sold X units of game 1 and Y units of game 2, and the commission he obtained is at least 1,000 ringgit. So number 1, write down 4 inequalities besides X greater than or equals to 0, Y greater than or equals to 0 for the constraints of game 1 and game 2. Okay, so now let's consider or let's find our variables first. The variable would be, let X be the unit of game 1, okay, and let Y be the unit of game 2. Okay, this is X and Y, and then put all the values inside the table. So here our variable, which is X and Y, is inside the column. So here we have the column. Okay, game 1, game 2, unit constraints, unit commission. Okay, so for the first value where we have 500 is here. Okay, it represents where X plus Y less than or equals to 500, because he can sell up to a maximum of 500 units of both games. And then the next value is 100. Okay, at least 100 unit of game 1. So it represents for X unit, right? Because we are talking about game 1. So here, greater than or equals to 100 because of the notation at least. And then 180 here, since we have 180 units of game 2. And then the commission, 2 ringgit for game 1. So it is here. Okay, 2 ringgit here, since it represents 2 ringgit for game 1 and then 4 ringgit for game 2. Okay, and then the next value is at least 1,000. Okay, it represents for the commission he obtained is at least 1,000 ringgit. So this is your table of information. Okay. Alright, so now let's do for the first part where we need to find the 4 inequalities. So your 4 inequalities would be, the first one is X plus Y. Please remember your X and Y is in the column, so we need to add across the column. X plus Y less than or equals to 500. Second inequalities, 2x plus 4y greater than or equals to 1000. And then we also have x should be greater than or equals to 100. And the fourth inequality is y greater than or equals to 180. So these are the 4 inequalities that you need to write. And then student, for the rest, I will leave it to you. Then you can compare with your friends. If you have any problems, you can refer to your friends or your lectures. Okay, students? So that's all for chapter 4. Hope you understand all the content from lecture 1 to lecture 3. And I'm Madam Ricis and I'm happy to teach you guys. Assalamualaikum and take care everyone. Bye-bye.